He might have been one of the most famous men in the country, but 9 years ago Take That superstar Jason Orange turned his back on fame and walked out of the limelight. Sightings of the singer since then have been few and far between, but now the patient star has been spotted looking healthy and well as he rode his bike around London this week. Still rocking his rugged beard and wearing a flat cap and blue shirt, it seems life away from stardom suits the Brit Award-winning artist. Jason's departure from Take That devastated, and since his bombshell decision, Jason has rarely been photographed in public. At the time he insisted there was no bad feeling between him and his former bandmates, Gary Barlow, Robbie Williams, Howard Donald, and Mark Owen. Instead, Jason heaped praise on his fellow Take Thaters with an emotional statement. He said, "I want to start by saying how proud I am of what we have achieved together over the years. However, at a band meeting last week I confirmed to Mark, Gary, and Howard, that I do not wish to commit to recording and promoting a new album. I have spent some of the best years of my life with Take That, and I'd like to thank everyone who has been a part of my journey, including my bandmates, who I feel are like brothers to me. Most especially my gratitude goes to all of the good and kind, beautiful and ever-loyal fans of the band, without whom none of this could have been possible. Thank you." At the end of the Progress tour I began to question whether it might be the right time for me to not continue on with Take That. At the start of this year, and with my full knowledge and blessing, the guys began writing new material. There have been no fallings out, only a decision on my part that I no longer wish to do this. I know how much Mark, Gary and Howard enjoy writing and making music, and they know that they have my full support and encouragement to continue on with what is to be another chapter for the band. At the time, Howard claimed Jason had simply fallen out of love with music as he shunned the limelight and embraced the quiet life. Gary added, he didn't want creative involvement because we're day-to-day on this and he wanted to leave. This has been weird with the whole Jason thing. He'd told us for a while, "I don't want to be in music anymore, I don't want to do this anymore," and we'd push. At the end of the day you've got to accept someone doesn't want to do what you're doing anymore. He wanted to go off, live his life, and good luck to him if that's what he wants to do. He's spent a big part of his life being in the band, but he doesn't want to do it anymore, it's that simple. However, Take That's former manager, Nigel Martin-Smith, claimed Jason had long been struggling to find his place in the band. He said, "When I put Jason in the band he loved it, but he turned around years later and said he was upset with me. He said he couldn't sing, he wasn't a musician, and I had no right to put him in the band. He wanted to know why I did it to him. He said he had loads of issues as a result of it and seemed to blame me for ruining his life. I couldn't believe it. I said, Jay, you've traveled the world first class, stayed in 5-star hotels, had women throwing themselves at you, had the most amazing life, with how many millions in the bank? That's how bizarre it is." Jason even stepped so far out of the limelight that his former bandmates put out public appeals for him in the past to get in touch after he stopped taking calls from pals. 3 years ago Robbie admitted he hadn't heard from Jason in months and that he should hire a private detective to find him last December. Jason seems to have fully embraced the quiet life and was simply holed up in a village in the Cotswolds. He was spotted queuing in a dry cleaners in the picturesque village of Chipping Norton. And it looks like a life in the country agrees with the former boy bander, as he was said to be house hunting in nearby Stow-on-the-Wold. An insider told The Sun, Jason booked into a hotel in Stowe and spent the week looking around the area eyeing up houses. He looked around a couple of areas including Moreton in Marsh and was being shown properties that cost around the £10 million mark. The places he viewed included an enormous manor house which was set back from the road and very secluded. Jason likes the idea of living a quiet life in the countryside, and the Cotswolds is a really desirable place to be. Plus it's not far from London. This isn't the first time Jason is believed to have escaped to the country. In the run-up to Take That's last tour, his former bandmates had reached out to him and he was enjoying the quiet life in the rural market town of Kindle in Cumbria. Close to the Lake District and surrounded by rolling hills, Jason was said to be relishing life outside the limelight. At the time, Howard said, "He's not taking emails or phone calls or stuff like that. That's good for him. That's where he wants to be. I think he wants to be a million miles away from this at the moment." He was spotted buying a pair of wellies and in 2017 was seen enjoying a meal at J. Fiorelli's restaurant in Ambleside in the Lake District. Jason seemed to have made the Lake District his base, as he was also pictured chatting to a netball team in a pub in Kirkby Londsale and in a supermarket in Windermere. So it seems like Take That's fifth member won't be joining his ex-bandmates on stage anytime soon.